Hey, Troy here with Big BB LLC, and as promised, I'm going to continue my series of videos for the first-time gun owner / gun buyer / concealed carrier. As promised, today we're going to talk about holsters. All right. So there's a lot of decisions that go into what kind of holster you want to get, and I have a whole spread out here in front of me, and this is not even scratching the surface on the types and amount of holsters or carrying devices that are out there. One of the first considerations that you're going to have to make is one, if you've looked at the previous videos, obviously your gun type is going to be one of the most defining decisions that you're going to make because the holster's got to fit that gun in it, right? The other decision you've got to make is where do you plan to carry? And that may be determined by your body type, the clothes that you wear, where you plan on going, how you plan on carrying. You know, is it a full size or is it a compact firearm? All kinds of considerations. And so they make a holster or a way to carry a firearm for almost any of those. All right. So if you're like, you want it outside the waistband, kind of just like under the shirt but outside your pants, they have a bunch of those kinds, paddle holsters outside the waistband, leg holsters, all kinds of stuff. They're made out of leather, they're made out of plastic, they're made out of material, soft materials. So that may be a consideration. The other thing that you want to consider is retention devices. And so when I say retention device, how is it held into the holster? All right. So we're going to go over like a few of those. I'm not even going over everything, just a few of those. And if you ever have any questions or concerns or anything like that, reach out to me and I'll do the best I can to help you out. But remember, at the end of the day, this is you carrying for you. And so I don't know you as well as you know you, if you get what I mean. So only you're going to be able to tell if that gun is comfortable. Only you're going to be able to tell if that holster is sitting right, if it feels right, if it feels comfortable, if you can get to it. And then by God, train with it. All right? So one of the things that I mentioned before, one of the more common types is your outside the waistband holster. And so as you see here, I got a few different kinds and shapes for different kinds of guns, all right? And every single one of these has a strap. I'm trying to do this via looking at the camera and I can't. But you snap it in and the strap kind of holds it in, right? So one of the things you got to consider is, why are you carrying? If it's for self-defense, do you really want to be messing with the strap and then pulling a gun out? If you really had to use it in that kind of a situation, you could. You have to practice that. That's not something that just comes naturally. All right, so that's a retention device. You've got hard plastic paddle holsters where you basically just kind of slip it into your belt line, and this one is actually held in by friction. This one is a through the belt holster, again hard plastic, but the retention device on here is this button, so it'll snap in and you have to push this button to release it. So a lot of the times when you reach down, you'll push the button and draw at the same time. Again, it takes practice. This one's for a Beretta M92. This one's for a 1911. So again, gun type matters on some of these. They will not fit every gun. They also have leather holsters outside the waistband, right? So as you see, these are formed to a specific gun. So this one's also for a 1911, but it's leather and for a full size like that. This one was one I was issued in the military, but it accentuates another type of retention. The whole end of the gun is covered and just the handle sticks out. You pull down this tab and then you pull up. Again, something you're going to have to practice, all right? You got leg holsters, so holsters that come down onto your leg. There's all kinds of them. You have shoulder holsters. This is the only one I've got. It's a leather holster, but shoulder holsters, kind of over the shoulder. So if you're one of them business suit kind of guys, or you tuck in your pants so you can't wear anything inside or outside the waistband, but you do wear a coat, you may want to consider a shoulder holster. All right. These are all outside the waistband, so again, if you're going to cover it up with a shirt, you got to make sure the shirt fully covers it and it doesn't ride up and show when you are bending over doing stuff. You also have, for the ladies out there, you have concealed carry purses. So your concealment pouch is in here, and it actually has, let's see if I can get it out. It has a little holster in there. So you just kind of put it in there, and you're able to draw from the holster while it is in here. And as you hear, it's held in there by Velcro, so you can actually position it in any way you want. So they've got them in purses, backpacks, all kinds of stuff. One of the ones that my sister wears when she wears like gym clothes or yoga kind of clothes, and she recommended one to my wife, so my wife got one. But we also have belly band holsters. So they just kind of wrap around you, and they fit like a back brace would, but they're thinner, and you don't need pockets to wear it. You can wear it right hand or left hand. So that's what's great about one of them. And another consideration for holsters that I didn't cover is, are you drawing from the right hand or the left hand? Another kind of consideration are inside the waistband holsters. These are ones that clip on like this, and they go this way so that it goes inside your pants. All right. Personally, this is one like I carry. Again, you've got to take your body type into consideration. If your belly hangs over your belt, it's going to hang over your gun too. All right. And so one of the things that I tell people with holsters like this or like this, the ones that hold in with friction, you've got to make sure that they hold your firearm in place. All right, so this one's meant for a Smith & Wesson. I got a 40, I carry a 40. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and let the slide go home on an empty chamber, but I do have a full magazine of rounds. All right, that magazine is full. There. And so one of the things I tell people, and I'm going to do this on an empty chamber for safety reasons, put it in there, shake it. It should not come out. All right, so that is one test that you can do. Let's go ahead and make this safe again. So that's one test you can do to make sure that your holster will retain your firearm properly, because the last thing that you want is for your firearm to come out when your shirt gets snagged, when it gets snagged on something, or any number of things that happens, all right? So that's the last thing that you want. So make sure that whatever one you get, it properly does hold the holster. I do like these ones because, as you've seen, it does retain the holster. However, there is nothing I have to do to get it out other than pull it. So I don't have to worry about buttons. I don't have to worry about straps. I don't have to worry about buckles. Other types that you can consider, if you carry extra magazines, they have different kinds of magazine pouches for your extra magazine. Now, here is a leg holster with a buckle on it, and it actually has a magazine pouch on the front. The reason I don't actually recommend those for first-time users is because when you do magazine changes, when you're shooting and it goes empty and you drop the magazine, you're going to have to reach all the way across your body to get the new magazine to put it in. And that's why I like magazine holsters like this, because you can put this on this side, you can put the gun on this side, so when you're drawing and you're engaging and you drop your magazine, all you gotta do is reach down and put your magazine back in. It's a whole lot easier to remember how to do that, and it's quicker for those who want to train on how to do that and doing that for the first time. Another consideration that you can make is, or that you need to make, is what kind of accessories are you going to have on your pistol. So some pistols, you can put like a laser on there. Some come with RMR cuts, and you could put like a red dot or a holographic sight on the slide. But your holster has to be able to accommodate that. And even rarer still are some of the people that actually choose to suppress while carrying. Perfectly legal. As long as your suppressor is legally transferred to you, that's perfectly legal. But you're going to have to find a holster that will fit the suppressor and will allow you to pull the firearm from there. And it's going to take a little extra length to get it up and clear that holster. So that's another reason I don't recommend carrying with a suppressor. This one is the GSL Trinity. As you can see, it's pretty short. This is actually designed to carry or like we use it here for your bedside gun. So if you have one on your table next to your bed, if you've never shot a gun in the house, that shit is loud, all right? Save your hearing, because I'm pretty sure that if someone's breaking in your house, they're not going to give you an ample amount of time to go get your hearing protection. Hearing protection built right in, right? Anyway, those are some of the considerations when looking for and trying to buy a holster that you should consider. Again, everyone is different. Take my recommendation or don't. As I said, they're recommendations only. You know you better than me. So we do still offer training and stuff here, so you can train and practice your holster draws and your magazine changes on my range. But that's where it starts. It starts with somebody getting out there, and it starts with somebody teaching you the right way to do things so that you can train the right way to do it and the most efficient way to do it per your body type. All right? One of the things I tell people when you're carrying, I like to carry everything in front of the hips. This is my work area. It makes no sense for me to have to reach all the way back. You see that motion that I just made? All the way back. And look at where my shoulder is. Look at how my body leaned. If I'm right here in front of my hips, everything comes straight out. It's a lot quicker. It's a lot easier. And if you're like me, a broken-ass veteran, and you got shoulder problems, that tends to hurt after a while. Or like me, it tends to hurt now because I'm feeling it. But these are all considerations that you need to take when choosing the right holster for you. Okay? Until next time, stay safe, shoot straight.